Startups flourishing as funding wave sweeps through SEA, the executive brief. This is the executive brief, an exclusive for your paying subscribers, informative and witty. It gives you everything you need to know to start your day. Chizzy's daily newsletter option tajai deliver ed to our inbox or to try here in your site. Hello reader. Do you remember that new workout trijameo to implement, that business to start? Or that personio warikin and esking out Fordner, all these are random and unrelated devons anything incommon. They will never become a reality if I were not bold enough to venture into town known. The first step toward any inspiration is often the hardest, as there is no proof to type can be achieved. Nonetheless, it also acts as a springboard by providing us with momentum on the belief in our ability to story of our goals. For instance, Mark Zuckerberg probably would not have built Facebook if he hadn't first developed FaceMash, obside easy to pass at a peef hodernagum for Harvard students, in 2003. Startups, too, never really get off the ground until they take their first steps, and in today's premiumpic, we analyze the list of startups in Southeast Asia they've recently raised funding. Today we'll look at 50 rising startups in Southeast Asia. The funding round of a Japanese startup had develops equipment for the fusion reactor industry of their New Heilig, Timmy Loan. In 2022, rising inflation, heightened geopolitical tensions, a pandemic, global supply chain constraints, and that rate of higher interest rate shave made investing a lot more tricky. However, thought doesn't appear to have stopped money from rolling into Southeast Asia. With a large pipeline of funding for early stage startups and a continued strong forecast for Southeast Asian exits between 2021 and 2024, global investors are finding some solace in region. One vacant of the 50 startups in Southeast Asia they've recently raised funds. Kind Sunik. The Singapore headquartered firm is the only thought sells plant-based ice cream after its latest funding round. The company will make its Ganasicriam products available in supermarkets by the second quarter of the year. Funding galore. We're aware of the difficulty of raising venture capital funds for startups. However, companies and Heach and fintech space are making it look easy, with over 20% of the recently funded Southeast Asian startups coming from these industries' dominant markets. Startups from Singapore and Indonesia make up more than 70% of the Southeast Asian startups that have recently raised funds. This is not entirely surprising, as the startup ecosystems in these countries are at a much more mature stage when compared to the relatively nascent markets such as Malaysia and Vietnam. Read more. 50 rising startups in Southeast Asia. Startup at Lida Silver Bullet Saver. Kyoto Fusioneering, a Japanese startup that develops equipment for the fusion reactor industry, has raised over 1.3 billion yen at its series round from investors including Coral Capital, JIC Venture Growth Investments, and Jeffco Group. The startup was founded in 2019 by Kyoto University Professor Satoshi Konishi, one of the world's leading experts in fusion engineering, according to Coral Capital. Need of the Whore. The firm aims to bring KN sustainable energy to the masses by helping make commercial fusion a reality. Climate tech and life threatening to humankind. Viewed if the future fusion energy is realized, it could become a silver bullet that saves the world, said Yuki Kuwahara, principal of JIC Venture Growth Investments, taking in summed it. The company has also secured loan of 700 million yen from Bank of Kyoto, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation, and the Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi UFJ. The fresh funds will be used for R&D, as well as developing fusion reactor heating equipment, heat extraction, and fusion plant engineering. Believers across the board, several venture firms globally have already been established to help realize the potential of fusion reactors. In fact, one of the largest projects in the nuclear fusion space is the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, a plasma-based fusion reactor mega project backed by a coalition of countries. The C include China, India, Japan, the US, and South Korea, among others. Quick Bites 1 making India's startup ecosystem bigger. India's finance minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, proposed a few government initiatives aimed at boosting growth for the country's startups. Startups have emerged as a growth driver for the economy. Tax incentives for startups increased from 3 years to 4 years of incorporation in view of the pandemic, she said while presenting the Indian budget in Parliament. He kept to gobbling up funding. Gobble, a Singapore-based food tech firm, has raised $1.3 million in a seed round. Being extend Flash Ventures. Goblisa group-based footerdering platform that tells users to select what their friends should order read instead of scrolling through delivery apes. The company aims to reduce direct social interaction among university students through its group ordering and food gifting features. He kept 3 fully charged ChargeBee, a subscription management platform, has raised $250 million in a funding round led by Tiger Global and Sequoia Capital. This round follows T Company series funding round in April 2021 that propelled ChargeBee in Tounicorn territory at the $1.4 billion valuation. ChargeBee manages revenue operations for subscription-based businesses, ranging from early stage startups to larger enterprises. He kept for LessthanamonthtogoB is in talks with at least 3 special purpose acquisition companies. A public via merger within 3 to 4 weeks. The Indian tech major is in discussions for merger with Churchill Capital and MSD Acquisition Corp., among others. While Hollywood executive Harry Sloan called back the merger, Altimeter Capital Management is conducting due diligence ahead of a potential offer. Key Cap 5 Money and Theory Ventures, a Sydney-based VC firm, has raised $700 million in a fresh funding round to create 3 new funds. Airtree has allocated $141 million, $35 million, and $318 million for investment in early stage, Web3, and growth stage startups, respectively. Some of its notable portfolio firms include Cambinde Cloud Guru, Keycap 6, they in a business Saudi Arabia is investing about $6.4 billion into future technology and entrepreneurship in its bid to become the largest digital economy in the Middle East and North Africa region. This special also includes the launch of $1 billion Prosperity 7 Ventures Fund by venture arm of energy company Aramco and Tech digital companies planned infusion of nearly $1 billion into AI-driven, hyper-connected, and autonomous products.